Hi everyone and welcome back to the Embodiment Café. Today is the number 11 and it's the 1st of August 2022. Welcome back. Today we will talk about the importance of embodiment in everyday life. Actually, because often I get asked, why are we doing those movement practices and what is really important to do and what is its importance then in our lives. So I thought I just sent some thoughts about what I think it's important, why I think it's important embodiment in everyday life. So as we saw already during this time together, embodiment is helping, is bringing drops of awareness, or let's say through embodiment, through practices of embodiment, we bring drops of awareness into our daily life, which means that it's helping us to change a little bit the points of view. Why? Because if we are getting more aware of how certain situations are working in us, or how we are reacting or how we are responding to certain situations, then we can see things differently. I don't say that we get detached from it, also because it's not a word that I like to use, but it's helping us to see the things differently. The other thing is the practice part of the embodiment practice. So doing it repeatedly during our daily life, so each day or every 2 days, it's helping us to create a muscle memory of what we are doing. It's helping us to create new neural pathways, and it helps also to create new habits, which are experienced, lived habits. They're not just thoughts in our mind, something that I would like to have this new habit, I will do it, and that's it. No, we are creating the possibility to bring it into daily life because we are experiencing the habit slowly. We are preparing the path so that the habit can hang on it, can really stay. So I think that when we are in an embodiment journey, we can respond more thoughtful and also in a more complex way to different situations instead of only reacting to it. Yeah, because of the drops of awareness that we were putting in our everyday life through the practice, we find a way um, to respond instead of reacting. We see the situation differently and we give ourselves the time to see it, to experience it, and then to respond in a different way. The other thing is, the second thing is that we can create habits which are lasting longer and which are really part of ourselves. As I said before, we create the path, we create the substrate, we create something where the habit can really attach to it and can grow from it. And it's a habit which is not imposed from the external side, it's not imposed from our head, but it's lived by us and is maybe changed and shaped on how we are. So that really it's the best habit that we can create for ourselves because it's what we found out it was better for us, at least in that moment. And the other thing is that I think we can create we can find our purpose and we can create a good path to perceive it, to feel it, we can keep it in mind and in body. Yeah, it's not just thinking of, I have this purpose in life, this is my mission, but it's to feel it really in bones and muscles, feel it in our meat really, so that we are really moved by it and not just thinking and having to struggle to get it and not being really convinced about it. Yeah, but really we can create a good path so that we can feel it and we can keep it in mind and body, and we can follow it and we can live it. We can really create it, we can see it, follow it, and shape it and modify it based on how we are. So what I saw and experienced is that the embodiment is really bringing a more fulfilled life. Sometimes it's even more challenging, I would say, and more complex, but I feel that it is more lived, yeah, more lived in the here and now, more lived in the possibility of answering to complex situation in a complex way and not just reacting to them. Of course, it's an ongoing process of learning who we are, what are our needs, and what are the habits which are not serving us anymore, thanking them and peeling them away, so that, like onions, I also made Embodiment Café about onions and cycles, so have a look to them. So after seeing what we really need and what is not serving us, we can peel away what is not serving us, and on what is there, we can take care of what we are, yeah, and slowly build on that substrate, which is getting stronger and stronger, because we are creating this dialogue, continued dialogue on what we need, what we are, what we would like, and also on how we perceive things and how we can respond to them. And so when we can build on this substrate, which is getting stronger and stronger, then we can really feeling better, and we can build really what we really are, what we really need, our purpose and new habits and good things that are really serving us. And we can build really something which is filling us with joy, because it's more near to what we are. So, embodiment. Let's see if there are questions. Embodiment in everyday life. Okay. So today was really a short one, but better short and clear than just a long one and boring one. And yeah, so bringing embodiment in your everyday life is helpful. Yeah. Personal example. So of course we are not always able to be so zen in everyday life. Yeah, some situations are a little bit not easy to deal with, but let's say that there was a new situation in the job, and that you did not expect it, or that I did not expect it, and in that moment I looked inside at what how I was feeling and what it was happening in me, and I recognized what was for me and what was outside of me. And so the situation was of a colleague which was deciding to going away quite quickly, without saying not so many reasons. And it was a little bit like something was it was difficult also to accept somehow. And I looked inside and I saw my feelings, my reaction, and I tried to connect to her, and yeah, it made the situation more sustainable because I could go into a compassionate mood instead of oh my God, we are lost because she or he is not here anymore. So it was about living the experience in a different way. Also, sometimes when I'm in the family, for example, it's not so easy sometimes because children are really challenging, and who has children knows. And sometimes it's working better, sometimes it's working less. But having worked a lot in the last years on the awareness side, helped me sometimes also to understand when it's time to be more strict or when it's time to say, okay, that's it, without yeah, let's say getting crazy. And so yeah, this is in other cases, for example, anyway with children, my children, I tried, for example, this was the last year, I was using some embodiment practices to practice authority. And after a while that I was practicing authority in my own space, in a safe space, I used the same practice as a mini practice, not seenable, but that I could feel in the moment to guide the little one, which was in a period of complete no. And it happened that I asked, okay, now it's time to pee or it's time to prepare for the night. And usually she was always saying no. And in that period that I was practicing authority, I practiced micro poses or micro practices of authority with her. And she said yes almost immediately. She didn't really, she had a moment of looking to me and she said, yeah, okay, Mama. And she did what she wanted, what it was asked to do. Yeah, okay. So thank you all for being here live, or if you're looking this recorded, and see you the next Monday at 1:15 p.m. for the next Embodiment Café. We talk about everything about embodiment and also about embodiment coaching. And tomorrow we have at 8:30 our movement practice of this week. Yes, of course, everyone can use embodiment practices in the daily life. The comment was, seems I could use that as, I could also use that as well. Yes, you can also use that as well. So see you the next week for the Embodiment Café, and tomorrow 8:30 for our morning practice, movement practice. Bye-bye.